Thank you so much for inviting me and making me part of this conference. Before I speak anything, I must congratulate the organizer. I must congratulate the Purnima Institute of Engineering and Technology for hosting such a wonderful conference. And what made me really happy that the number of submission is really huge, and out of those submissions, the acceptance rate is brilliant. So that actually, tells the success story of the conference. So all the team, all the, academic fraternity, research team, Purnima deserves huge appreciation for this. So my congratulations for all this. And once again, thank you so much for inviting me. Before I speak, how much time I have to speak? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, how much time I have?
So you can easily enjoy liberty of taking at least 10 to 15 minutes comfortably. So no issues, sir.
How much, sir?
10 to 15 minutes easily, sir. No issues.
Okay, 10 to 15. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, all right. So the conference theme is very good. It is on information management and ML, machine learning. Wherever I talk on the theme of the conference and the importance of the conference and impact of the conference in the society and mankind, I always mention about one thing, which is United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Whatever we do, we can claim that we are doing this much, we are doing great amount of work, great kind of research projects, research grants, until and unless it touches the society. It is of some use to improving the quality of life of an individual, quality of life of persons, the common masses. In my understanding and opinion, that research is of no use until unless it has some, association, some relation with directly with the society and the benefit of the mankind. Last month, I was in Mauritius as a keynote speaker. We were two keynote speakers. 17 nationalities were physically attending that conference. So you can understand the actually the gravity of international conference where the participants were from 17 nationalities. I and my friend from University of Middlesex, UK, were the keynote speakers. What I could observe there very uniquely that every participant, every presenter was associating his or her work with some United Nations development goal, what we call as sustainable development goals. We know that United Nations sustainable goals, we have 17 sustainable development goals. Particularly 3 is for quality, education. 4th is SDG 4 is for education. 3 is for, and 11 is for a smart city and so on. So out of 17 smart and sustainable development goals, why do we need to connect with the sustainability? Why do we need to connect with the sustainable education? Why do we need to connect with the sustainable, the society, sustainable mankind, sustainable city? That is very important. And therefore, every research must have some connectivity with some, must address to some objective or some sustainable development goal. I'll give one example. We are talking about AI and ML, and we also know that data itself is the biggest challenge in the world. When we say information and data is the biggest research challenge in front of all of us. In whatever way we can claim that we have this ML model, this deep learning model, but you please tell me, how do we evaluate the performance of deep learning? We have metaverse and other things as an outcome and emergence of artificial intelligence and ML. What is the robustness where this is going to end? How much robustness one can achieve in understanding and analysis of the data? That is very important. And applying the AI and ML into the area of data science or a data, what is the practical importance? Is it really touching the society? Are we? I can give one example. Currently, I'm working in the area of community wellness. Community wellness, and this is funded by the industry. Whatever currently I am doing in community wellness and smart city, both grants have been funded by the industries. So community wellness, it does not only cover the, the biomedical signal, the using of artificial intelligence and all that. It actually includes the healthcare, the mental health care, the quality of sleep, the quality of memory, the enhancement of memory, how one can use AI intervention using the biomedical modalities. And that too, we are practically working in association with an international yoga university. It's not like that we are simply working in an open source data. We have association with university where we are practically working with the data and trying to understand how the community wellness could be improved, how mindful practices, how meditation, how the yoga and other kind of practices can actually help in leading the quality life. As I mentioned, that whatever we do, we try to meet certain objectives so that it can actually deliver to the common masses in terms of improving their quality of life. That is what I'm trying to say. What are we doing, in order to apply AI and ML to create the awareness, to create awareness in the rural masses? Go to the villages anywhere. You all will agree with me that most of the children, even teachers, those who are working in the rural areas, they don't know about a number of beneficiary schemes which are there for girl child or many other schemes through which they can uplift their life and can do something. So don't you think that this is also an area where a lot of research is needed? It's not only robotics, healthcare or manufacturing, that environment monitoring, but these are other areas where AI ML can play a significant role. 5G has already been rolled out in India. The computing capability and communication capability, both are there, which are powerful tools. Why can't we use this computing and communication power and emergence of AI in order to do such kind of work where we can create awareness in the masses with the help of certain ICT tools? Can we create certain platform that can provide all the awareness and other things, other opportunities related to teaching and research to the fraternity, as well as the students who are there in rural area or for any work? I know that the teachers from most of the tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, they struggle for getting a research grant or doing some kind of quality research. Why can't we do something with the help of AI and ML as a framework? So this is one thing I wanted to say. Second, as I know that the Rajasthan, especially Jaipur, is extremely rich in traditional culture, the historical background, and its wonderful historical background, traditional knowledge. I can tell you, these days the government is giving emphasis on National Education Policy 2020. And one more thing, what is called as Indian Knowledge System. So in my institute, we have 2 labs which are not supported by the government. One is a Smart City, supported by a Japanese company. Another one is Indian Knowledge System Lab, where I'm involved. So it doesn't mean that it is to deal with the yoga and the traditional knowledge and history. A lot of tremendous potentials are there. How architectural designs were there in Jaipur, you just imagine. What kind of design, what kind of architecture were there 100 years ago, 200 years ago? Can anyone imagine, and can anyone create now that kind of design and architecture with that kind of quality? Impossible. It is in fact not happening these days practically. Why can't we do something, by applying the role of AI and ML in order to recover, in order to revisit that knowledge, which is, the Rajasthan is very rich in traditional knowledge, history, and culture. And for this, we need to engage our students. I know that you have dependency on the university, but yeah, there are assignments and other components where you can engage your students and give certain tasks, do this kind of work. Project work is in your hand, minor project is in your hand, major project is in your hand, some 6-month internship is in your hand. There you can assign similar kind of tasks where students can be sent there. In our institute, we have a component called as the reading elective component. And we assign 3 to 4 students in the reading elective. We give only 1 or 2 papers for 4 months, believe me. And we ask them just postmortem this research paper, critically analyze, critically review, try to understand. And here the institute where we are, being in Bangalore, in 3rd semester level, students talk about smart startup culture. So it can be definitely created anywhere that kind of ambience is needed. Why I'm saying all these things is this type of conference gives the opportunity in order to, create awareness, in order to tell the masses, in order to tell the people, yeah, you can have any number of papers using AI, ML in the area of computer vision, machine learning, disease and diagnosis and analysis of smart city, smart environment, and so on. But you have to actually tell these students and the research scholars how they are actually, they're associated with some real-time problems in the society. How smart city can help. How, can you go to some ancient design in Jaipur and can you study about that and try to do something? These kind of things have to be, done. So let me, I think, come to the important points which I want to highlight. One, is always to be, kept in mind while doing any kind of research, hosting a conference, conducting any research kind of activities. Quality of life. Whatever we want to do, it must be able to, contribute to some extent, maybe 3%. I'm not saying 100%, maybe 3%. You have to justify in your project work, in your project, in your research work, how it is actually connected with the society. Is it really serving some 3 to 5 or 7 or 9%? Directly to the improvement of quality of life? You can say that this is the prosthetic arm which is being developed, and the BCI P300 BCI biomedical device you have developed, and it is helping the people who are suffering with Alzheimer and Parkinson. You can say that, and this has been developed by our students, and the instruments and equipments which come in the market, they're not expensive. So in any area you can talk about, you can develop a robot that can help the people who are there in some emergency situation. Suppose there is a fire, and in that case, you can develop a robot and it could help them. So this is how society can get benefit. Your computer science students can develop some set of tools, ICT tools, a platform where you can create awareness for the masses, the rural masses. You can create a framework of tools that can actually help the researchers. Why can't we think about, there is no robust tool set for assessment of learning outcome with the learning objectives. I have seen the colleges, they, just struggle during the accreditation and NAC inspection, and they will do a lot of exercise. Why can't we think of doing something, applying the knowledge of AI and ML, creating such kind of platform? There are agencies who come to the college, they earn a lot of money without any expertise, and you are practically doing that kind of work. There also this kind of thing can be, done. So healthcare is the point where I would be ending my, my talk. Healthcare is the area that is the most emerging area where all disciplines are involved. It's not only the computer science or the medical science. Why healthcare is an emerging area that is directly associated with the society is because of 5G has been rolled out. Computing capability. You can think of bringing some IoT devices, and those IoT devices can be deployed at edges, what is called as edge computing, and you have a communication power. So there you can reach out, building some IoTs, reach out to the villages where a lot of, medical and other healthcare related issues are there. You can encourage them for mass screening related to any disease disorder. Of course, it requires ethical committee clearance and all that. And that is not a rocket science. That's not a difficult task. So the healthcare is a great area where a lot of work can be done, and it is not the work which can be done only by the computer science, but also, everyone, mechanical, civil, everyone has a role in the area of healthcare to reach out to go till the healthcare level. Healthcare automatically involves sustainable health, sustainable, climate. So it automatically involves smart city, a smart environment monitoring, a smart, campus, smart parking, and so on. So I think your theme is brilliant, and I'm not aware of, the different titles of the paper. But what is a good thing that made me happy is that your acceptance race is good. And for the researchers, in fact, my talk was for the budding engineers, budding researchers, especially the students, who are aiming at making the career in the area of research, even not making career as a research as a career, but they can definitely think of, it's not, for the sake of, completing my PhD, I have to do the research. I must aim doing something so that PhD is the sub product. PhD or some degree is a sub product, but the major product is the contribution for the society. It brings satisfaction for you. Of course, it brings recognition for you. What were being, highlighted in my CV, I can say that all credit goes to the research. I think one thing was missing, and I want to highlight why, because I have been visiting professor in Italy, Taiwan, and recently I have done a 2 credit course for Italy, University of Sanyo. Last semester, I had a keynote lecture in the University of California. I am a low profile person. So what gives you visibility? What gives you visibility is some research, attitude, some research culture that, I'm not saying that I'm a big researcher, but you have to try with some sincere and honest effort, little effort, that can bring some changes and can give you the visibility. My concluding remark will be the researchers who are working in your institute and those who have come to attend the conferences, I urge upon, and even the students, if you're doing something, make it visible. If you think saying that there is 5% of novelty in that work, please make it visible. How can you make visible? You know, there are a number of platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter. MIT, Harvard are there in LinkedIn and Twitter. MIT, Harvard keep on posting about their work, their research work by their students, the Twitter. Why don't we follow? There is nothing wrong in the to be in the social media, but there are some media which are actually helping us like Twitter and LinkedIn. So why not we people, you know, our researchers, young researcher, faculty members, you know, post and make their work visible. What is the benefit? You will be attracted by the people slowly. And then, you know, industry will not suddenly come to Purnima. You might have some, you know, in MOUs with some industries, but as far as getting money from the industry, it's not a, you know, one-day affair. You have to make them. I'm not talking with Purnima, but I'm talking with everyone. You can just connect with the industries by doing so, doing something, sincere effort, small effort, make it visible, so that continuously with the some effort on, you know, visibility of your work, someday some industry people, some researchers, you know, research professor or some universities will reach out to you that we are interested in you. I think I was given some 10 to 15 minutes and I have tried. I believe that I could justify my role. Thank you so much once again for having me here. And yeah, namaste, Ram.